I've done just a couple of things here. I've switched the colors here so it's green first, and I made a change to this part here. Instead of just a big long rectangle, I've got that area there. I'll do some holders later for the needle, but we're going to move on now. And I'm going to put these plates in here later. I think I'm going to select here and bring my 3D cursor there. We're going to create something like fans or something like that. And maybe in order to avoid the subdivision surface, maybe I'll leave that at 32 and see if that gives me enough smoothness for what I want to do here. So I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to do F to make a face. Let's bring that up. Look down from the top, press I to inside. I want a center region, something like that. And I'm going to drop in, I think, 2 edge loops. Try it this way. Control B to bevel and create a space. Like I want that. And so what I would do is press 3 for face selection, Shift Alt and click, and get rid of those. At least let's just get rid of those and see where we're at. So that leaves that space. Okay, so I'm going to take this edge and I'm going to scale it out. That one's going to be a bit bigger, and then we're going to get rid of that one there. Now hopefully these are big enough. What if I scale them out a little bit, just like that? And I'm going to take this one, I'm going to scale it in a little bit. Alright, so we've got that. So let's go ahead and extrude that up like that. I'm going to focus on that with the slash key, and let's get rid of the bottom. We don't need any of that. Oops. And that one. Get rid of those faces, but I want to make a change to this thing here. I'm actually going to bring that up, I think, and scale it out, and then I'll bring it down. It doesn't have to be to the exact same size. So we're going to have that, and then we are going to bevel this a good amount like that, and maybe I'll take this and inset it a bit and bring it up and bevel it again, and it doesn't really matter how many. Alright, let's bevel these. Let's do those 4 first of all, and I can probably just use the 3. Now here's the big test. That's probably going to be just fine. Okay, although this area we'll see. Let's bevel that the same, and these ones I want to bevel tighter so it's a sharper thing like that. I actually want these up a little bit higher, I think. So I'm going to try that. Oh, you know what? I still want that subdivision on there. I don't know. Maybe I do and maybe I don't. It's looking a little tight to me. Let's bring everything else back. I think I'm going to try to make these a little smaller. I'm going to Shift Alt and click here, Shift Alt and click here, and Control plus a couple of times. I'm going to scale Shift Z. Let's see if I just make those a little smaller. And I could probably live with something like that. Okay, except, yeah, that's fine. Alright, so I'm going to select all of that. I ended up doing 32 vertices plus subdivisions, so it's going to be real smooth. Alright, I'm going to bring in a cube. Yeah, I haven't used a cube for a while. And scale it down and pull it out to here. And okay, let's just focus on those 2 things again. So there's my cube. And let's scale it some more, put it down about there. And what I'm going to do is grab this face and just send it across. Send it across and in, and then delete that face. Do the same with this one. I'm just going to pull it in and delete that face. And then just, get the position that I wanted, like somewhere around there. And then in edge selection, just grab that edge and that edge. And Control B and pull it. I just need 3 shade smooth. I'll be joining that anyhow. So with that done, I'm just going to take it, and my 3D cursor's there. Let's actually switch to there. Shift D, rotate 90. And that's all that it was going to be, except for I'll do a little base on it. So let's go ahead and join these. Control J. I'll take that edge here, Shift D, scale, P to break it out. Let's make sure we go back to median point. All right, scale that in. And let's do this. What do I want to do? I want to extrude down, and I basically want to extrude in. And let me see if I can get rid of that. And bevel here. And just adjust that. I'm going to put Control 1 on there anyhow, I guess. All right, let's focus on that. And maybe I'll just tighten these up a little bit. Scale that out. We have that. All right, I want to have 2 of these on here. So I'm going to scale them down. And yeah, let's see. It's going to be something like that, but let's make this a little bit less prominent by pushing it in. Okay, this piece is going to have that black, so let's grab that black color. Again, these aren't going to be the final textures on here, but it makes it look kind of cool while we're doing this. Control V, and we're just going to have this sort of metallic look on this thing here. Yeah, like that. Okay, I was thinking maybe I would do something else on top of it. So, you know, like I said in my vlog, we're going to blow some polys here. I'll just bring my 3D cursor there. I don't need that many. I'll use like 16 or, yeah, 16 is going to be fine. Just dots going around it. So let's extrude down. We'll get rid of that bottom face and we'll select that face and Control B. Do something like that. Shade smooth. Push that in. And I think I'm okay with that. So let's add that color. Let's switch again to the 3D cursor there and Shift D, rotate 180. Select it both, Shift D, rotate 90. Select it all, Shift D, rotate 45. Did I do that? No. Rotate 45. There we go. Okay, those I'm going to join, Control J. And that is my fan. Now you could put something else underneath fan blades. And you know what? I may want to shorten these. I think it might look better if I shorten all of these. Not those though. I just want this, and this, I think. I just want to see what it's like if it's not, doesn't go down so far. I think I like that a little bit better. And might I want to select these and Control L and bring these down a bit for a bit of height difference. You know, it's no big deal either way. Okay, well, if that's the case, let's take this and let's create a new collection and call this fans. I think they're fans. We could call them fans. And let's just duplicate this and bring it over. And that was one of the good reasons of putting it in a collection. What did I just do? Select. Let's switch back to this. I don't want them so close. And yeah, let's take this actually. Let's move that out like that and then take all of the fans once again. And just something like that. Now I'm going to put some sort of buttons on underneath them, so I'm going to move them up so they're not right in the center, so I can put some underneath there. And what I'm going to take is I'm going to take this, that and its base. So So I'm going to come in and Shift D to duplicate, pull it out, P to break it out, and so I got this stuff. And I'm going to turn off the mirror on that and the mirror on that, so I just have the one of them. There it is. And start bringing that down. And get that into position. Control 3 to look from the side. Am I missing the top? Oh, geez. Let's get the whole thing then. Okay. Better idea is just to grab it there. And set the origin of geometry. And bring it all down. Yeah. That's better. Change the size a little bit. I usually do that in edit mode. I think I want two of these. A green and a red one. So we get a repetition of this style. I usually do my editing in edit mode, so I'm going to control A, rotation, and scale. Hopefully that does it on both of them. Actually, take both of them and do that. So, yeah, let's see. So we got that one there. So if I do another one here, actually I'll put them close and then I'll move them. This one I want to make that red color. So I'm going to grab that. And put it on there. So if I have those two, I don't necessarily want everything centered. All right, go something like that. Yeah, okay. And before I move on from that stuff, I want to put another light down here. These ones are sort of like button lights. I'm just going to bring my 3D cursor there. And I'm going to go for a UV sphere, and I'll do 12 and 8 or something. Sort of like a clipping light you would see on an audio interface for if the volume's too loud. This isn't exactly audio stuff, but I may do a speaker and I may do a microphone up here where I have monitors and stuff, so I just wanted something different in here. So you'll see what I'm getting at in just a minute. So I'm going to come into this guy, and I'm going to get rid of that. And let's see where we're at. I just want it to be small. Let's see if I just shade it smooth. It's going to be okay. This one I'm going to have something like orangey yellow. Yeah, okay. Let's build off of that and put. So let's Shift D and scale it out. P to break it out. This will have to have a subdivision on it. And let's just do that and this. Real simple. Get rid of that bottom face though. And take this and bevel this with 2, 3. Shade smooth is going to be like that, but this is going to be that black. So I better grab that again. It could actually be silver, and I might think about that. But I'll start with black. And I might even do that just because why not? Now where would I want this? Thinking of up here and here and here. Now let's make sure that all of this stuff here at least is in the fan. Okay, move to fans, and let's make sure that these are in the faders. In fact, I want all of these buttons now. We'll see what we've got and what we don't have in a second. Maybe I'll copy those in edit mode and they're all going to be in. Let's move that to faders. Let's check this out. So faders, I'm going to shut that off for a second. Yeah, okay, so the only thing I don't have is the panel. And fans, if I shut that off, okay, so far so good. All right, I did say something about in there, and I don't have to, but I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to just duplicate that and go into edit mode and wireframe and box select. Pull that to about there and take the bottom of it and pull it above the needle like that. So I can do something small there. And I think while I'm here, just duplicate this down. Okay, that's not the right size. So what I'm going to do is leave that one there, fix this one up. Maybe I'll come close to the bottom of that. And then I'm going to get rid of this one. Control L. I'm going to need to get that stuff too. So I select a little bit of all of these and Control L, X vertices, and then just Shift D and duplicate that up. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't line up with the top one here, as long as it's pretty much equal there. Let's see what that looks like. All right. I do have some other ideas here, so what I'll do is I'm going to select this one, Shift S, cursor selected. And by the way, these both should be in the panels, not in the fans. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a circle, and I'm going to go for 22 vertices. Scale it down. I want two things here. If I can fit them, we'll see. I'll just make one of them, and then we'll see. All right, and I'm going to come up, and I'm going to come in, and let's see how I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to come down a little bit and in like that, and then I'm going to come up a little bit higher, in, and then I'm going to come down a ways like that. Let's bevel all of these edges. We can go for 3. I'm going to need more. I will likely put a subdivision on here, so these ones I know I will need for some supports. If I go Control 1, it'll look sort of okay. And just grab something in the middle there, Shift S, cursor to selected. And what I was thinking for this was just, I would bring in something like a cylinder, make it like 16 vertices. Let's pull it up and get rid of the bottom, but first of all, I'll pull it down a ways, scale it in like this. Is like a toggle switch. Get rid of that face, bring it down. Okay, the whole thing's going to have to be a bit bigger. And then what I would do here, I think, is I'll just pull it up, and I'm just going to give it a nice rounding. Okay, and then I'll adjust the size of this thing here. All right, so let's do this. Let's come in here and Control plus a couple of times till I get to this edge here. I'm going to scale Shift Z, so not in the Z. I'm going to pull that in, but I'm also going to take the top and then Control plus a couple of times. I'm going to pull it down a little bit, just like that. Take that, shade smooth, and that's too wide for me, so scale Shift Z and do that. And let's see if I can get a different shape on this, by like a little bit rounder for this, by really sort of doing that. In fact, you know what, I'm going to take that and I'm going to bend it in, change my mind, and then sharpen that up a little bit. And now I'll need edge loops here to get that edge and that just a little bit different, like that. Okay, I still want to have that a bit narrower, and so I might put the ball in there. Maybe I will. In fact, maybe I'll just take this. We're not going to see it too close up or anything. So what if I took that and Shift D to duplicate it, start pulling it down, P to break it out, take that, scale in the Z a little bit, and just scale it out and pull it down in so it looks like it's on a stalk. So now See, I don't want it to stick up too high because, you know, you'd think you'd have to close the case. But now I can scale Shift Z and I can make this the shape that I want. It's starting to look a little funny, so I'm going to squash this a little bit. You'll see what I'm getting at. Scale it in the Z just a little bit, like more like that. Okay, and I'm just going to focus on that for a second and grab this bottom part here, pull it up a little bit and scale it in a little bit more. And that's going to be my toggle switch. And it can be short, stubby ones like that. So let's put that black on the base there. Maybe I already had that. I'm going to copy that and paste that. And we're going to use that as that general silverish color for now. Copy that. Put it on this thing. In fact, I can take both of those and join them together. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking of doing there. Might pull this in a little bit, not quite. Let's see if I can turn that off for the moment and make it a little bit easier on myself. What if I Control plus just to there? That should be okay. Scale Shift Z. Yeah, that's more what I want. Okay, so I'm going to take this and this, and I'm going to create a new collection. I'm going to call this just toggles. And I'm going to copy this over here so I have two of them and get that roughly where I would need it, something like that. Let's have a look. I just don't want that circle in there to be distracting from over here. I think it's okay. Now, would I want to try and rotate this a bit? Would that be helpful in any way? Even if I just took that part. Actually, why don't I select, something like that. Shift S, cursor to selected. Bring my 3D cursor there, and then select all of this and look from the side. And I can even do the wireframe and just rotate it this a little bit. I just want to see if that's going to be beneficial in any way. Well, do it like that. I can always move it back if I want to. All right. Cool so far. I might put some more detail in there. We're trying to do simple stuff, that people can follow. I had an idea for here, and then I started to think maybe I'll use it for here. I'll show you what I'm getting at. Let's come in here and grab this panel. Shift S, cursor to selected. Go back to median point. And let's, for once, set the origin of the geometry. Oh, I'm in both of them. Okay, good enough. All right, I'm going to bring a plane in as usual. I almost always use plane and circle. That's what I do. Scale that in the X. Let's try this. Let's see what we're going to come up with for this. Extrude up a little bit. And let's see what I want to do here. I'm going to extrude up again. I'm not going to go that far. Bring that one down. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. All right, so now I'm going to select there and Control plus. And pull this down like that. And I will inset here a little bit, like that. And then I'm just going to extrude and just gesture in like that. And let's grab these edges here. Like that. We'll give this a bevel. And we'll go for, there's my 4, there's my 5 there. In edge selection, I'll grab these edges. Control B to bevel. I'll just go with 3, like this. And we'll shade smooth. We have a problem here or not? And do I even need that? Well, how about that? Let's get rid of that. Let's focus on this and get rid of the bottom. That'll help with the shading, first of all. And we'll also bevel a little bit in here. Or will I just break this out and give it a different... Yeah, I'm going to break it out, and that'll change the shading, and I'll give that a different color as well. So I just want to look at this and see if I maybe want to just scale it to Z and have it just not quite as big. And I'm thinking about it at the end of these faders as well. Would I want that? I'm just globally making it a bit smaller. Let's use this silver. I think it's all the same silver. Let's see what I've got. Let's just grab that and put that on here. And here, let's do a something for a screen. Or should I go for like blue or something? So we haven't really used that. Now, do I want it like that? Or, jeez, I hate when I do that. Or do I want to try what? No, there's nothing to do. Do I want a little base on it because everything else has a base? I'm going to split it off anyhow and decide. I'll bevel that with 3. Just have a look at this. I think I might want that. Standing up on that. You know, and then of course I would take this black and I would put it on there just to be consistent with the theme. I'm not sure. Now, is there any chance that I want that at the end of each of those faders? Would I even want it with the base? Let's take the whole thing. And before I do that, let's put that into a collection and call that like something like screen small, because I'll have other screens in the top. And let's just copy that, and I might get a smaller version. And if I like it here, I may not use it there. And there might be some text here or some other stuff. I'm going to go into edit mode and scale it down and just play with it and see what it would be like if it was at the end of these faders. It could be instead of that piece. So maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger actually and push it down so to sort of hide that for the moment. Does that give it some kind of nice depth? Oh, you know, it might. Okay, I'm going to save, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to select that, and I'm going to get rid of that for the moment. I'm not sure I want the black on there. It may not look right, though, without that. Without some kind of a base. But it might just look fine. I don't know. What do you think? I don't really like the blue. I think that's bothering me. I think I'm gonna go for a greenish color. Maybe I'm nuts, or maybe I just need more blue. Just for now, because it's looking a little sickly. I'm going to take that color for the moment and put it on there. Just so we're being consistent. Do I like that? I don't know. Well, I can always change back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into these faders. I'm going to just select that piece and get rid of it. I'm going to fix the shading on this in a second and get rid of that and take this. I'm going to do this in edit mode and just by eye position that as centrally as I can. And then we'll look at it and we'll get a good sense. But before we do that, I'll come in here and I'm going to add a weighted normal, and normal's auto smooth, and I'll fix up that shading. I'm going to do that for all of them. I don't like the blue anymore. I don't want to take a lot of your time messing around with this. I'm going to go for that for now until I get sick of it, and then I'm going to switch it again. If I keep this, oh, you know what I should use? I should use a dark black. Let's go with that. I don't think I would keep that one here. You know, and if I decide to switch back, I can always bring them. Now, do I have anything? Did I just hide anything? No, I thought I maybe hid the base there. Let's get rid of this one for the moment and keep those there. And take these and actually move them into the faders. So screen small has now nothing. I'm going to delete that. And this is what we're getting so far. I'm going to switch over to a different matte cap for a second here. Oh, I wasn't even on matte cap. That's what I wanted. And I want to try actually this shinier one, just because I want to have a look at my shading. It looks to me like some stuff is flipped. All right, colors just are not looking right, so let's have a look at that. Aha, I was right. Let's recalculate outside. This one needs to have some work done on it. Okay, let's do this. Alt-N and flip. These ones, this one here is giving a funny shade, so let's add the weighted normal and normal's auto smooth, and that changes it. And these ones are debatable as well. They may need, I'll put on auto smooth and weighted normal. Yeah, that changed. They all are doing the same thing, all right, because of the way I made them. So we just do that, and that'll correct that. In fact, I almost guarantee these ones are in the same situation. So let's put it on and just have a look at it. I'll come out of the blue and just see if it changes. It's shading a little bit. Yeah, it did. All right, so they can all be touched up this way. Okay. I won't do every single thing right now. This one I think already has it. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to put that on for the moment so we could have a look at this. I don't think I did this one. There we go. Yeah, just so I could look at my shading. That's what we have so far. So I have some plans for this one here, and we're going to come up with something for this one. And it could actually just be text, some embossed text, but we'll see. And then I'll see if I want to put some more detail in here. But we are trying to keep it relatively simple, and we still have a lot to do. So I'm going to leave it at that for the time being. Thanks a lot for watching, and we will catch you again very soon.